Don't stop moving. Don't speak the language.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Operation Mayday. If we're talking about misconceptions regarding Arabs and Muslims, what would be a richer topic than misconception regarding Arabic and Muslim women? When I actually Googled the word Arabic woman, all the results I got was images of covered women from head to toe. That was the first stereotype about women. The second set of images that I actually found was images of very beautiful, exotic Arabic Muslim women with barely like a very little headscarf, lots of makeup. Just basically, in my point of view, I perceive it as setting women as objects. The first misconception here is actually that the word Arab is a synonym to Muslim, which is completely untrue. Arab is just, it's a national identity, belonging to a certain culture, certain geographical area, speaking a certain language. However, Arabs actually embrace different religions. Some are Muslims, some are Christians, some are Jews, and even there are different multiple small religions exist in the area. Today, however, I'll be focusing on one of the biggest misconceptions that people have about Muslim women, in specific, which is veil. As I mentioned earlier, most probably the very general, very common stereotype about Muslim women is that they're all covered, head to toe, dressed in black, no freedoms, nothing like that. So this will be my main topic today. First of all, for those who do not know, veil or the headscarf, also known as hijab, is actually an Islamic symbol where females cover their hair, they dress modestly, and so on and so forth. What people don't get is that mainly veil is a choice. Women are not forced into putting on veil or adopting this way of lifestyle, except in certain areas, depending on their socioeconomic levels. You would find that in the lower levels, some of the girls could actually be pushed into putting on that veil, and surprisingly, you'll see that happens whether in Muslim families or even Christian families, as a way of showing that it's a symbol for fidelity, for good behavior, things of that sort. If you go higher on that socioeconomic level, you find that there are more freedoms, more liberties that women are granted, and they get to choose for themselves. And if we're actually talking about women's rights and getting to choose what they want to do with their bodies, with their lives, it would be actually a very interesting fact for a lot of you to know that in various Arab countries, women could actually be facing difficulties because of their veil. Some of them will be denied certain jobs, some of them will be denied access into certain places. And the biggest example on that is Turkey, for instance. Since the 1920s, there has been a ban on putting the headscarf until recently when Erdogan defied that, he broke that, and we saw 4 legislators, female legislators, walking into the parliament putting on their headscarf. So I believe in freedom, I believe in human rights, in choices to do what they want to do with their lives, and that was a choice that was actually taken away from a lot of Muslim women. The matter of fact, in all the 22 Arab countries, there's only Saudi Arabia and Iran, which is not an Arabic country, it's just a Muslim country, but these are the only 2 countries where women are required to put veil. And if we're talking about the example of Saudi Arabia, it's more of a cultural thing. Saudi Arabia consists of several tribes. There are certain tribal customs and things that have to do with their cultures where women always cover their hair. Sometimes I still don't get it that whenever the veil is mentioned or headscarves, it's always attributed to Muslims and it's always portrayed as a means of oppressing women, while in fact there are various cultures, various religions that impose different kinds of hair covers. such as, for instance, if we're talking about the cultural aspect, many countries in Africa, including Ivory Coast, for example, women there, they put on those head wraps, of covering the hair, as a way of embracing fashion and a way of embracing their own culture. On the other hand, if we're talking about religious purposes, there are multiple religions where women are actually required to use some sort of a hair cover. Orthodox Jewish women, for instance, they put on something called tichel, not sure if that's the right pronunciation, or a wig actually, after they get married, and they only show their real natural hair to their husbands. Lorraine Harper, for example, the wife of Stephen Harper, the previous Canadian Prime Minister, was seen covering her hair as well while meeting the Pope. Believe it or not, in some beliefs such as Judaism and Sikh, men are required to use a hair wrap or some sort of hair cover. Surprisingly, in the Christian belief itself, the New Testament directs women to cover their hair. All I'm trying to say here is that why do we always try to put down Muslims or use the veil in that belief as a mean of oppressing women? It exists everywhere. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone, but my whole thing is that let's respect the difference and let's respect personal choice. I respect women who decide to put on the veil or niqab as well as I respect women who decide not to put on veil. You can see I'm not veiled myself. And again, I will not argue that there are women out there who are forced into putting the veil. But please, let's be open-minded. Let's understand that Arabs and Muslims come in all shapes, forms, and colors. Women, some veil, some not veil. Whatever a woman wants, right? After all, whatever makes you happy. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Now is the time for facts about MayDay. Today's fact is my favorite color is black. Surprise, right? As if you can't tell. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Till next time, have a good one.